Imagine this. You're driving through the city when suddenly disaster strikes. Torrential rain, flooded streets, cars stranded. But one SUV doesn't stop, it starts afloat. Sounds like science fiction? Well, not anymore. Floating cars are no longer a dream, they're a reality. And it's called the BYD Yangwang U8. China's electric vehicle giant BYD has stunned the world once again. Not with speed or luxury, but with survival. Meet the Yangwang U8, a rugged, all-electric SUV that doesn't just drive, it floats. In emergency situations like flash floods, most vehicles become death traps. But the U8 is designed to rise above the chaos. Literally. Its emergency floating mode can keep the car buoyant and maneuverable in water for several minutes, giving passengers a chance to escape danger or reach safety. But how does it work? The Yangwang U8 features a sealed underbody, military-grade waterproofing, and intelligent control of its 4 electric motors, one for each wheel, giving it 360-degree maneuverability even in water. When floating mode is activated, sensors detect water levels and automatically trigger the vehicle's life-saving features. Unlike traditional cars, which short-circuit or stall, the U8's architecture isolates critical electronics from water damage, maintaining balance and propulsion even when the terrain disappears beneath. Recently, BYD released a close-up demonstration that left the internet speechless. With the push of a button, the U8's wheels adjust torque, the body stabilizes, and the SUV floats, calmly gliding across the water like a futuristic amphibious rover. It's not just impressive, it's potentially life-saving in flood-prone regions, offering a glimpse into the next evolution of emergency vehicle design. With climate change triggering more frequent and intense flooding worldwide, vehicles like the Yangwang U8 might soon become more necessity than novelty. This isn't just a technological flex, it's a humanitarian leap forward. BYD's floating SUV is designed for the real world, where innovation needs to save lives, not just turn heads. The floating car is no longer science fiction. It's electric, it's intelligent, and it's real right now. The BYD Yangwang U8 isn't just redefining what an SUV can do, it's redefining what a car can be. If you're fascinated by this leap in automotive survival tech, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you trust a floating EV in an emergency? Let's talk about it below. The demonstration of the Yangwang U8's floating capabilities set social media ablaze. Clips of the SUV gliding over water racked up millions of views within hours. Viewers called it the future of flood survival, and even compared it to military-grade amphibious vehicles. Automotive analysts praise the engineering, not just for its novelty, but for its relevance. In regions like Southeast Asia, Central Africa, and parts of the U.S. that frequently face flash floods, a vehicle like this could be a literal lifesaver. Not a gimmick, but a necessity. Other EV makers have been watching closely. Could this floating tech ignite a new arms race in the off-road EV world? While Tesla's Cybertruck claims to briefly float and Rivian promises all-terrain capability, BYD just raised the bar. Not in concept, but in a working, ready-for-market vehicle. It's a bold move that may force others to rethink priorities. Safety, resilience, and adaptability in a changing climate might soon become as important as battery range or 0 to 60 times. But it's not just the floating feature that's drawing attention. The Yangwang U8 is a luxury powerhouse. With over 1,200 horsepower, intelligent torque vectoring, and a premium interior filled with futuristic tech. It's BYD's message to the world. China's no longer following an EV innovation, it's leading. From battery dominance to now building vehicles that redefine survival, BYD is rapidly becoming a global disruptor. What does this mean for the rest of the world? In places where aging infrastructure can't handle rising water levels, floating vehicles could become part of daily urban survival. Imagine cities like Lagos, Jakarta, or even parts of New York, where owning a car like the Yangwang U8 might not be a luxury, but a necessity. This isn't just innovation for innovation's sake. It's a practical solution for an increasingly unpredictable world. So, how much does this floating powerhouse cost? The BYD Yangwang U8 is not cheap, and for good reason. Priced at around 1.1 million yen RMB. That's roughly 150,000 US dollars. This SUV is targeting the high-end market, but considering its cutting-edge tech, off-road dominance, and life-saving capabilities, it's starting to make luxury rivals look outdated. In China, demand is already growing. Pre-orders surged after the floating demo went viral, with buyers not just from Beijing and Shanghai, but from flood-prone provinces where this feature isn't a wow factor, it's a must-have. But here's the twist. BYD isn't keeping the U8 confined to China. The company has already begun global expansion plans, eyeing markets in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and even parts of Africa and Latin America, regions where flooding has turned deadly in recent years. Countries like the UAE, Brazil, Nigeria, and Indonesia are already in talks with BYD representatives. And why not? Imagine an entire emergency response fleet of floating SUVs deployed during natural disasters, reaching areas conventional vehicles can't. The Yangwang U8 might just become the ultimate rescue tool. In a future defined by climate unpredictability, the idea of a car that can float may no longer seem extravagant. The Yangwang U8 isn't trying to be flashy, it's trying to be future-proof. A vehicle that doesn't just survive the elements, but adapts to them. It's part of a broader trend where vehicles are evolving into mobile safe zones, smart, electric, connected, and now, amphibious. This is more than transportation. It's resilient mobility for the 21st century. The Yangwang U8 didn't just introduce a new feature, it introduced a new standard. Until now, electric vehicles were defined by range, speed, and tech interiors. But now, consumers are beginning to ask, can my car survive a flood? Can it protect my family in a crisis? And that's exactly where BYD flipped the script. By adding real-world survival capabilities to a luxury EV, they redefined the checklist for what matters in a car. And that pressure? It's already rippling across the industry. From auto expos in Germany to EV startups in California, there's a growing buzz. Adaptability is the next frontier. While brands like Tesla continue to focus on AI driving and acceleration, BYD is taking a more environment-first approach, building for the world as it is, not just as we imagine it. And that philosophy is gaining traction. At recent industry panels, designers and engineers praise BYD for pushing the boundaries of what an EV should do, not just what it can do. One expert even called the U8, quote, the most realistic EV for an unrealistic world. Surprisingly, for all its futuristic tech, the Yangwang U8 doesn't look like some wild concept car. It's elegant, refined, and fits seamlessly into daily life. Families are using it for school runs. Adventurers are taking it off-road. And in flood-prone neighborhoods, it's peace of mind on four wheels. This SUV is a message, a signal to the industry that innovation isn't just about screens and sensors. It's about survival. It's about keeping people moving, even when the road disappears. In a world where the line between land and water blurs more each year, the BYD Yangwang U8 arrives not as a toy for the rich, but as a beacon of what's possible when engineering meets empathy. It represents a shift from performance to purpose, from luxury to life-saving, from traditional mobility to adaptable resilience. And if this is where the electric vehicle journey is heading, we may not just be witnessing the future of cars. The BYD Yangwang U8 isn't just another SUV. It's a glimpse into a future where vehicles are no longer passive machines, but active protectors, built not just for comfort or speed, but for survival. In a world where climate threats grow more unpredictable by the day, this EV doesn't just drive to the future, it floats through it. And in doing so, it sends a bold message to the automotive world. Innovation must serve people first. The question now is, how will the rest of the world respond? This is more than a car, this is evolution on wheels. And this is just the beginning. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Would you drive a floating SUV? What features do you think the next generation of vehicles needs to survive tomorrow's world?